there, thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate you hanging out with us today. And I thought we could do something a little bit different and just kind of talk about the new releases from the entire month. Not just this past week, but like the entire month. So let's grab snacks, grab coffee, depending on what time you're watching this. Let's sit down and kind of just do like a monthly recap. Okay guys, I just want to start this off with my makeup is a mess in the corner of my eye here between my dry watery eyes and my patchy skin that wanted to join the party. It's kind of a mess over here. I know. You know, par for the course with me. But so today, not so much doing makeup, but talking about makeup, right? September has been a crazy month for makeup releases, and I'm only going to be talking about eyeshadow palette releases from the month. There's been a lot of other makeup, but to be honest, eyeshadow is really the only one that immediately grabs my attention and what I want to talk about, what I want to see. So if you're not into eyeshadow palettes or you want to see more than just that, maybe this video isn't for you, and that's totally okay. And I also want to preface this with the fact that these are just my personal opinions. We are more than likely going to differ on an opinion of one of the things I'm going to talk about. It's totally normal, totally natural, and I'm happy that we do differ on opinions, because if we had the exact same opinion, we'd all look the same everywhere we went, and that would be really boring. I love a difference of opinions. Let's just keep it professional and polite, and let's just chit chat about it, okay? Let's just jump in and get started. Okay, so I am going to scooch this way here, so that way I can put the pictures up here for you and we can talk about them together. I'm not talking about everything that was released in September, just a lot of the things that grabbed my attention, because if I talked about everything, we'd be here forever. But let's just talk about the things that did grab my attention. Okay guys, so I'm going to pop the pictures up here. I did include in my screenshots the credit of where I took the picture, so you're going to see PointClickVibes, you're going to see Trend Mood 1, but I tried to include the credit in the screenshots, and I'll also tag those down below in case you want to jump in and follow them. But let's start with this first one here. This is from Trend Mood, as you can see in the screenshot here. This is the new Too Faced collection. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't buy a lot of Too Faced. I only have one Too Faced palette myself, and that's the Natural Nudes palette. It's okay. It's not my favorite formula. It's okay. I don't gravitate toward this color story at all in this bigger palette, and in that little Pop the Cork palette. Now they've got a Popcorn Balls palette there. I don't know. Like, this does not capture my attention at all. I honestly can't even really tell you why. I think it's because the one Too Faced palette that I do have is just okay. I don't love the formula, but I don't hate it. It's fine. Yeah, that's it. I'm just channeling my inner Robert Welsh there. It's fine. It's fine. It's not horrible, but I don't love it. So this was a pass for me for sure. Jumping into the next one here. The ABH Fall Romance palette. When I saw the cover art sneak peeked, I immediately was like, yep, this is in my cart. Just tell me where and when to pay. But then the color story was revealed, and I'll be honest, initially, I was extremely disappointed. I don't know. I was really disappointed initially, and I was like, okay, well, maybe, you know, seeing some reviews on this, some videos will help me change my mind, because I'm a big ABH lover. I've got my Wnw palette, my Rose Metals palette, Soft Glam, which is what I used on my eyes today. I love ABH's formula, but this particular color story, I don't think it's for me. And that's okay. You know, I'm not going to love every single thing this company puts out, but I was bummed. I was hopeful for something different. I think if those greens were on a different range, like maybe a dark, one of them a little bit darker, one of them a little bit lighter. And in this one, for me, as far as I can tell, at least from reviews and pictures and in person seeing it, there's only one true transition shade, which is that leather shade, that bottom left corner. I don't know. I feel like I need at least 2 transition shades to make this color story work for me. So I think it's going to be a pass unless I can catch it on sale somewhere or with some points. But I do think that this is going to be a pass for me right now. Guys, I'm a hair toucher. I'm a nervous hair toucher. I'm talking and I'm looking and I notice I'm touching my hair a lot. I'm sorry. It's a nervous habit. I'm working on it. Next up here from Trend Mood 1, the ColourPop Haunted Mansion palette. Is it the Haunted Mansion? Yeah, Haunted Mansion collection. This is adorable. This is adorable. I want it. I do want it. I'm not going to lie. I do really want it. And I do want a couple of those Super Shocks too. The lip products, I'm going to pass on. I've mentioned this before. I have an absurd amount of lip products and I come back to the exact same like 3 or 4. I've learned about myself. I'm not a lipstick girly. I am a lip gloss or lip oil girl, 100%. I've figured that out fairly recently. So, and I do know that these are glosses, but I just have so many. That's an easy pass for me. But this palette is super cute. And not just for the nostalgia of the Haunted Mansion, but the color story. I think it's on point. I think it's super cute. It's super wearable, but also a little ghoulish. I love this. I haven't picked it up. I'm trying super, super hard to make sure that I'm bringing into my collection things that are going to be different, bring value, things like that. Even though this is super gorgeous and I'm totally into it, I did pass. And I'm super proud of myself, you guys. That was a hard one. I did it. I said no. But I did it. But if I had the money and I had the opportunity, yes, it would have been a yes, I'll pick it up, but I didn't. So I don't know what else to say about that one. Next up here is the NYX Flamingo Holiday Palette. This is adorable. This is adorable. I love this color story. I love the Christmassy flamingos. Like, that is adorable. I'm not typically a pink wearer, but something about this palette and the color choices in this palette, it speaks to me. Really like this. I love the color story. I love the packaging. I love the theme. It's very cute. I haven't picked it up because, again, it's $20, which the last time I tried a NYX eyeshadow palette, I did not love it. I tried the older version and packaging of the warm neutrals, and every time I tried to use that palette, I ended up looking like I had bruised eyes. Didn't matter what colors I used from the palette. I just always looked like I had bruised eyes, a black eye. So, and I couldn't get them to blend. They kind of got muddied together. So I have a bad taste in my mouth with the NYX eyeshadow, but I know this is a reformulation and the price went up. So hopefully the price is reflecting the new formulation. I might give this a try. If I do, this would be the palette that I grab because I love this color story. I haven't picked it up yet, but if this is something you guys want to see from me, let me know, and I will grab it because I think I am willing to spend the money on that one. Okay, next up here is the P. Louise. I've never tried any of P. Louise formulas or palettes before, but I really like the color stories in here. I won't be picking this up. I'm on the hunt for a solid rainbow palette so that I have the colors available to me. But the problem is with a lot of rainbow palettes, they're very large, they're very big, and I just don't have really the space for it. I kind of keep all my palettes in this little thing over here. And as you can see, like some of these bigger palettes, like they just don't fit in my storage. So I really don't want anything too big. But this collection, even though it is adorable, it has these beautiful color stories, it just looks bulky. The packaging looks bulky. And I have heard from other people who have bought products from this line that it is in fact bulky. So I just, slim packaging is a big deal to me. So that's what's stopping me from picking something like this up. But it does look super cute. I don't know anything about the formula, but I just thought that was interesting. And I did like the color story, but I won't be grabbing it. This one is a new collection. I've never heard of XO Beauty before, but I love this color story, like love this color story. If it was like accessible in Ulta, I would have picked it up. I would have already gotten this. Like, it's very earthy tones. It's the terracotta collection, but to me, those are such beautiful tones. You've got the true terracotta colors. You've got some neutral browns. You've got like a yellowy green, a couple greens, a little bit of blue in there. I love this. This is a beautiful, smaller color story that I am totally on board with. I'm a big person though on accessibility because my Ulta is not close. My Sephora is definitely not close, which I appreciate the free shipping, but instant gratification, I hate shipping. I won't do it if I have to ship. So that deters me from a lot of indie brands and a lot of like companies that I can't get in a store. I understand the shipping thing. I understand not going into big stores, but that shipping thing, it drives me nuts. I hate having everything shipped because then I'm sitting there staring at my phone waiting for shipping, and I become obsessed, and it's ridiculous, and I hate waiting, and I have zero faith in some of these shipping companies. USPS has been actually pretty amazing, but like UPS, DHL, like they're on my fecal roster right now. So yeah. Wet n Wild. I do like a lot of Wet n Wild products. I have a lot of their like smaller eyeshadow palettes. I've done a full face of Wet n Wild on other platforms. I like a lot of their products. I use a lot of their products. They're very affordable. This Scooby-Doo collection looks adorable. I only have a picture of the palette, but it is an entire collection. I haven't seen this in my stores yet. I'm hoping it comes to my Walmart. I don't know if it is coming to Walmart. The palette color story is meh, but there's other parts of this collection that I would like to see in person and maybe pick up a piece or two. But the palette, probably not. But I do like Wet n Wild, so I think that if you're looking for something with some more color in it, some of their formulas are hit, some of them are miss. I can't attest to this particular formula on this particular palette, but I like Wet n Wild, so I think you'd be alright giving it a shot. And it's pretty affordable, so it's not like you're going to spend $55 on this and be like, oh my gosh, this sucks. Next up, this one breaks my heart, guys. This one breaks my heart. This is the Angelica Nyqvist and Odin's Eye collection. I want this. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I want this so freaking bad. The Little Ghost palette, which is the more purpley blue side, they're on the left. That's my least favorite of the two. I think it's still beautiful. I think you can create some amazing looks from it. But I gravitate toward the Trick or Treat palette. The warmer one. The one with the green, the orange, the yellow. Oh my Lanta. The reviews I've seen on this, Angelica's looks that she's done with it, holy crap. It took every ounce of my being not to purchase this, and I still haven't decided if I'm purchasing it or not. I desperately want to. That color story just screams at me, and I cannot stop thinking about it. I keep checking Odin's Eye website to see if it's been sold out yet or not, and it hasn't, and it's almost like every time I go onto the website, come on, Michaela, come on, Michaela, come on, Michaela, and I get closer and closer and closer to actually purchasing it. But I really am trying so hard to be more particular about what I'm bringing into my collection. And again, it comes back to that whole shipping thing. Like, I hate paying for shipping. I'm a jerk. I hate paying for shipping and waiting for shipping. So that's my holdup, because the shipping just adds to the price. And I'm not saying the price isn't worth it, because it is. It is worth it. I'm not saying that at all. I'm a cheapskate. I'm cheap. And I hate waiting on shipping. So that's the only thing holding me back, is the fact that I'd have to wait on shipping. Literally the only thing. So I'm still trying to convince myself. I'll let you know in the next couple of weeks what ends up happening with this Odin's Eye palette. Next up is another ColourPop collection. This is the 1111 palette. I believe the 1111 has something to do with like angels or making a wish or something like that. I'll be honest, I'm not 100%. But the neutral side of me is like melting. This is gorgeous. I'm fighting the urge to buy this one as well. $18, and it will be in Ulta. I believe it said somewhere in October. I'm probably going to buy this one. That accessibility thing. I'm going to get to Ulta and I'm going to walk in the door and I'm going to see it and I'm going to grab it and it's going to be mine. So if I do end up picking this up from Ulta when it releases, I will of course do a look for you. I just think this is a stunning neutral palette. You've got a range of everything in here and it's going to be mine. So I'll let you know. Okay, so now we're on the Glamlite Ghostface collection. I know there's more to this collection. Again, I'm just more focused on like the eyeshadow palettes. I don't know how I feel about this one, to be perfectly honest. I don't know. I think I was expecting something different, and that's why... Yes, I think I was expecting a different color story, so I was living in the land of disappointment when I first saw it. But the more I look at it and the more reviews I see and swatches, taking the ghost face part of it out to alleviate my disappointment, it's actually a very beautiful color story. Very spooky, grungy, dusty, cool-toned color story. I think I like it. Now, will I buy it? I think I'm going to pass. I do think I'm going to pass. It's growing on me the more I see it and the more I look at it. But I do think I'm going to pass on this one. I did see where Glamlight said that they have more horror story collections coming out. I have no idea on the timeline. I have no idea on the theme. But I think I'll hold out and kind of see what else they release. But again, we're coming back to the whole shipping thing. The accessibility is a big deal to me. Let's see. But I think I am going to pass on the Ghostface collection just this once. So this is actually my own TikTok here. I saw the Wednesday collection weeks ago in my Walmart. Honestly, I think they put it out too early. I saw it in my Walmart and I saw no one else talking about it. No one else posted anything about it. And I was like, okay, this is kind of strange. And then about 2 weeks after I posted this TikTok, I started seeing it everywhere. I was like, okay, there it is. This was a really fun collection. I didn't pick any of it up. I like Hard Candy's products, but these just, you know, and I like the Wednesday show. It's fine, but none of these really like, hey, buy me, pick me. So they're very cute. I like the collection. It's just not for me at the moment, so I did pass. Also, this is another one I think that my particular store put out way too early. This is the Profusion and Casper collection. This was in my Walgreens, like, back in August, like when school first started, beginning of August. And I saw this and I was looking at it. I was like, when did Profusion do a Casper collection? I've never seen this before. And I looked at it and looked at it and looked at it and looked at it. And the mirror was super cute. The bag was super cute. But I was like, this is, I haven't seen anything about this. And then about 2-3 weeks ago, it started popping up everywhere, but it had already sold out from my Walgreens way before then. So I do have a little FOMO on missing out on this palette. I do love Profusion's eyeshadow formula. And when I initially looked at this palette in store, it's very pastel-y. And that is something I am looking for, is a nice pastel palette, which we'll have one coming up on the list here soon. But it was just a little too blue heavy for me, but now I'm starting to see people doing looks with this palette, and I'm having a little FOMO. It's too late now. I should have picked it up when I saw it, but I might be able to recreate this with a different palette we're going to see soon. This one's from PointClickVibes. This is the Revolution collection. I saw this in store at my Walmart, and I even had that green palette, the Poison Ivy palette in that bottom left corner. I had that in my hand. I walked around the store with it. I put it back because here's the thing. That little palette, that 9-pan palette, was like, I think $12 or something. I have tried and tried and tried and tried and tried Revolution's formula. I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't even know why I don't like it. It seems to blend okay. It applies okay. It's pigmented okay. But for some reason, I don't jive with it. I don't like it. I don't care. So I don't care to own any more Revolution. I've decluttered all of my Revolution eyeshadow palettes. Now, they have some other products that I do like, but as far as eyeshadow, I just don't love it. I've decluttered all of my Revolution eyeshadows. So I had this in my hand, walked around for like 20 minutes, and then I put it back. I think it's a nice collection. If you like that brand's eyeshadows and you're interested in this, go for it. I think it's a decent price point, but it just, the formula is not for me. So I did pass. Bella Beauté Bar recently de-influenced palette. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I have seen so many looks with this palette from other creators, and wowzers, this is beautiful. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm on an extremely tight budget right now, I probably would have picked this one up. Again, we're circling around back to the fact that shipping and waiting and da-da-da, but this one is beautiful. I love this. I don't know if this is permanent to their collection. I don't know if it's like once it's out of stock, it's out of stock. I don't know. I will link their website down below so we can keep an eye on it. I am watching this one. It's gorgeous. I do want it. It's on my wish list. I've never tried Bella Beauté Bar's formula before, but if I had to pick up a palette to try, it would be this one. Sugar Drizzle did like a surprise drop with this Siren palette. This kind of gives me that, I think it was Unearthly. Lord, I hope I'm right. If I'm wrong, I am so sorry. I will correct myself in the comments or in the description box. But I think this is the Unearthly, or reminds me of, excuse me, this reminds me of that Unearthly Jelly Much palette that was released not too long ago. This palette reminds me of that one. If I can dig it up, I'll add a picture here to it. But that's what this palette reminds me of. I think this is stunning. Like, I love those vibrant colors. I didn't pick it up. I don't plan on picking it up, but I do think it is beautiful. The reason I'm not picking it is because these are the type of colors I'd wear once, maybe twice a year. And with a tight budget, for me, that's just not justifiable to spend that kind of money on a palette that I will use once or twice a year. That's the only reason. It's nothing personal. Well, I guess it is kind of personal. It's me. But it's nothing against the palette. It's just the fact that those are not colors I wear every day. So it would be hard for me to justify the price in this one. Another Bella Beauté Bar palette, the Basic Witch palette. This is also very beautiful. I have seen some amazing looks from some creators. This one's just a little more purpley pink heavy than I prefer in comparison to the one we just saw about the recently de-influenced palette. That has more of my tones in it, but this is stunning. Again, this is another formula I haven't tried. I would like to eventually try this one and kind of get into this, but this particular palette's just not for me. And then last but definitely not least, at least for this particular video, wrapping up September, BlendBunny. Now, this is a company I've had my eye on for some time. I haven't tried the formula yet. She has a couple color stories that are speaking to me. Again, coming back around to shipping and accessibility. The only other part that's keeping me from buying this is the size of the palette, like we've already talked about. I prefer more curated, smaller palettes versus these huge palettes. These huge palettes tend to get overwhelming. However, I do understand why this palette is this size in order to get the color in it. Now, let me tell you, pastels is a situation that I want to add to my collection because I have nothing that has pastels. I want pastels, especially for springtime. But most pastel palettes only have pastels in it. I can't create an entire look strictly on pastels. Pastels are not a major color story for me. I like pops of pastels in my looks. This is a palette that I could create an entire look with. It has some mid-tone shades. It has deep darkening shades. This is the pastel palette of my dreams. The only thing I wish it had more of is some more like truer pastel oranges. Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe just a little more pastel orange, but there's some beautiful, this is a beautiful palette. This is the perfect pastel palette in my brain. It's like she dug into my brain and pulled out almost a perfect pastel palette. You've got the mid-tone shades, you've got the deepening shades. This is it. This might be the BlendBunny palette that I actually end up buying. There's actually a few palettes that I really want from her, but this might be the one that finally gets me. I haven't bought it yet. That whole budget thing, man. Here's the thing. I know for a fact that there is a palette coming out soon because I saw it in another YouTuber's video, but it hasn't been sneak peeked by the actual company. No one else has talked about it. But if this palette truly does drop on October 5th, my money's going toward that one at the moment because it's something I've been after for a very, very long time. So if that does in fact drop on October 5th, you will know, because I will do a quick short on it, and then I will also do a look with it. But I have been waiting for this dupe. It's a very famous duping company. Alter Ego. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, so if that is true, then that's where my money's gonna go. But coming back to BlendBunny, this is a beautiful, beautiful pastel palette. I am really, truly interested in this one. I'm desperately fighting the urge to buy this one. I have to wait for that other palette to drop and kind of see where things take me. Thankfully, this is not a limited edition from my understanding, so I've got some time to sit on it, figure it out, save up for it, work on buying it. But that's all I have right now for this September. Now, I know there was a lot more that dropped in the month of September, especially the last, like, what was it, the 29th? So many things dropped on the 29th. But for me, these are the ones that caught my eye that I wanted to talk about. But I'm in a position right now where I'm trying to enjoy the palettes that I do have, enjoy some of my older palettes. Like today I used ABH Soft Glam and I created this beautiful kind of like orange fall look. And I used this one a couple days ago and I have found myself using it every day since. I love this. And that's what I'm hoping for with what's in my current collection. I don't want to be buying every new release. I do have a very conscious budget going on right now. And I feel like it's important to remember what I have, use what I have. I did spend my money on these. So I'm trying to re-inspire you, re-inspire me to remember that we don't need to buy every single thing that comes out. Now, if you do want to buy everything that comes out, more power to you. I can't do that. My wallet is already crying knowing that there's a couple palettes coming that I am buying. But, oh, and that reminds me, I also saw Nomad hinting at a new release. So I'm like, oh, crap. Because I'm more than likely going to buy it. Nomad is one of my favorites. So I thought this would just be therapeutic, in a sense, to recap what came out and basically remind myself that we didn't need it, we didn't buy it, and we did fine. I survived September 2023 makeup launches. I did not buy any of the new launches, so I'm pretty proud of myself for that step. We'll see what October brings. But that's it for me today. If you guys enjoy this like monthly recap situation, let me know and I'll make this like a regular thing. If it's not popular, that's okay. We'll find something else to do and talk about. If you guys are interested in what I've got on my face today, I will list it below. And I actually did create a YouTube short and a TikTok with this look. So if you want to see how I got it, you can find that here on YouTube Shorts or in my TikTok, which will be at the end of this video. And yeah, so that's it from me today. I hope you guys have a wonderful October. Happy Halloween, happy fall, whatever you celebrate. Happy, happy, happy. I hope you guys have a great and wonderful day, and I will catch you in my next one. Thanks for stopping in and have a great one. Bye.